broke down.
Sorry, but your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover water heater breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my water heater?
I'm afraid not.
But his water heater could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-3861. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-3861. That's 1-800-300-3861. 1-800-300-3861.
Off the Rails Country Music Fest with Miranda Lambert, Jason Aldean, plus Dirk Bentley, Justin Moore, Turnpike Troubadours, Old Dominion, Tyler Farr, Rodney Atkins, Charlie Daniels Band, and many more. Off the Rails Country Music Fest, May 6th and 7th at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Tickets and VIP packages on sale at offtherailsfest.com.
Speed Queen washers and dryers, built for commercial use and now available for the home, are designed to last over 10,400 cycles or 25 years. But if you're an overworked multi-kids 10 loads a week kind of laundry doer, these machines may only last 20 years, even with Speed Queen's commercial quality metal components. So, buy a Speed Queen knowing you may be in for a mere 20 years of continuous use. Visit us at speedqueen.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
Greetings and welcome to the Wells Report. I'm the Wells. We've been doing the report for about an hour. I just fired up the television show. You can join us on YouTube live events, and you and I can go through the news together. Here's the secret sauce. I report the news. I analyze the news, give you the facts. Then I tell you what I think about it. Then you tell me what you think about the news and what you think about what I think about the news. That's the way we do the show. And here's how you get through to do your part. 866-660-5759. That gets you here toll-free from anywhere on the North American continent. So please, by all means, do join us. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I'm going to take a couple of seconds here real fast to fire this thing up here on Twitter. Get that Twitter thing going. So there you go. Now it's up on Twitter. People will know that the Wells Report is on the air, that there is one place in the United States where you can get the real news, unfettered by leftist, pseudo-journalist, lying crap, and gobbledygook. I will tell you the truth because I don't care who I upset now.
Nobody else does.
Yeah, you see, I don't care. I don't care who I step on the way down. See, that's a joke. See, that's just a little funny. That's just, 866-660-5759. Let's see. It was the Rose Garden. It was President Trump. And he was talking to the press. And, oh, by the way, the assembled Supreme Court of the United States. What was he talking about?
Spring is really the perfect backdrop for this joyful gathering of friends because together we are in a process of reviewing and renewing and also rebuilding our country. A new optimism is sweeping across our land, and a new faith in America is filling our hearts and lifting our sights.
Do you feel better? Well, the president talked a little bit more about the significant the significance, rather, of this day?
It's something so special. In fact, I've always heard that the most important thing that a president of the United States does is appoint people, hopefully great people like this appointment, to the United States Supreme Court. And I can say this is a great honor.
Indeed.
And I got it done in the first 100 days. That's even nice. You think that's easy? In our founders' incredible wisdom, they gave each branch of government a different role in our great republic. We have a Congress to write the laws on behalf of the people. We have a president to enforce those laws and defend our nation. And we have a Supreme Court to apply and interpret the law in a fair and impartial manner when disagreements arise. The founders separated power because they knew it was the best way to protect our citizens and keep our Constitution secure. Justice Gorsuch, you are now entrusted with the sacred duty of defending our Constitution. Our country is counting on you to be wise, impartial, and fair, to serve under our laws, not over them, and to safeguard the right of the people to govern their own affairs. I have no doubt you will rise to the occasion and that the decisions you will make will not only protect our Constitution today, but for many generations of Americans to come.
He then explained what we, the people, would get with Justice Neil Gorsuch.
Americans are blessed to have in Neil Gorsuch a man who will likewise be a devoted servant of the law. Over the past 2 months, the American people have gotten to know, respect, and truly admire our newest member of the United States Supreme Court. In Justice Gorsuch, they see a man of great and unquestioned integrity. They see a man of unmatched qualifications. And most of all, and most importantly, they see a man who is deeply faithful to the Constitution of the United States. He will decide cases based not on his personal preferences, but based on a fair and objective reading of the law. Today, we have all three branches of government represented at this event. It is a very special thing and a very special happening.
It certainly was. Then, Justice Anthony Kennedy explained and administered the judicial oath of the Supreme Court of the United States.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Chief Justice, Justice Gorsuch, and my fellow adherents to the idea and the reality of the rule of law. As many of you know, there are two oaths that a member of the federal judiciary must take. The first is the constitutional oath that so many of you are familiar with, that applies to all three branches of the government. The second oath is one that applies just to federal judges. Both of the oaths date from the founding of the republic. The judicial oath dates from 1789. And both of these oaths remind us that we as a people are bound together. We as a people find our self-definition, our respect, our heritage, and our destiny in the Constitution. And so, Justice Gorsuch, there is one oath remaining for you to take, the judicial oath, before you may receive and accept your commission from the President of the United States. Are you ready, Justice Gorsuch, to take the oath? Are you ready to take the oath, Justice Gorsuch? Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Neil M. Gorsuch, do solemnly swear.
I, Neil M. Gorsuch,
do solemnly swear that I will administer justice without respect to persons. That I will administer justice without respect to persons. And do equal right to the poor and to the rich. And do equal right to the poor and to the rich. And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform. And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me. All the duties incumbent upon me. As Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. As Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. Under the Constitution and laws of the United States. Under the Constitution and laws of the United States. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations.
And then it was time for us to hear from the newest member of the Supreme Court of the United States, Supreme Court Associate Justice Neil Gorsuch.
This process has reminded me just how outrageously blessed I am in my law clerks, and in my family, and in my friends. And I hope that I may continue to rely on each of you as I face this new challenge. To my former colleagues and the wonderful staff of the 10th Circuit, I thank you for your faithful service and your friendship over so many years. To my new colleagues and the staff of the Supreme Court, thank you for the very warm welcome. I look forward to many happy years together. And I cannot tell you how honored I am to have here today my mentor, Justice Kennedy, administer the judicial oath, a beautiful oath, as he did for me 11 years ago when I became a circuit judge. To the Scalia family, I won't ever forget that the seat I inherit today is that of a very, very great man. To my wife, Louise, and my daughters, Emma and Bindi, thank you for your perseverance and your patience, your courage and your love. I simply could not have attempted this without you. And to the American people, I am humbled by the trust placed in me today. I will never forget that to whom much is given, much will be expected. And I promise you that I will do all my powers permit to be a faithful servant of the Constitution and laws of this great nation. Thank you.
Well done, sir. Congratulations. And now he's going to get very, very busy very, very quickly. So, with a wide grin on his face, Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch took the judicial oath at a morning ceremony at the White House. He took the first oath to support the Constitution earlier this morning at a private ceremony in the Supreme Court building. The judicial oath, which he took in the Rose Garden, was delivered by Justice Anthony Kennedy, for whom Gorsuch once worked as a clerk. This is the first time in history that a former Supreme Court clerk will serve alongside the justice for whom he worked. At the Sunday ceremony, President Donald Trump celebrated the most significant win since taking office in January, the appointment of a Supreme Court justice. Gorsuch is 49 years old. A seat on the Supreme Court is a lifetime appointment. Spring is really the perfect backdrop for this joyful gathering of friends because together we are in the process of renewing and reviewing and rebuilding our country. A new optimism is sweeping across the land. Trump also thanked Majority Leader Mitch McConnell for all the things he did to make this possible. After Scalia's death, McConnell took on a bold strategy to keep the seat open through the duration of President Obama's final year. McConnell's strategy, which included refusing to hold any hearings on Obama nominee Judge Merrick Garland, paid off when Trump won the election. And last week, McConnell and other Senate Republicans voted to take the so-called nuclear option, permanently changing the way Supreme Court nominations are voted on in order to get Gorsuch confirmed. Gorsuch was confirmed 54-45 on Friday. By the way, Senator John Cornyn reminded us that the supermajority vote of 60 votes was not needed until President George W. Bush became the president. That's when the Democrats realized that they had a serious problem. that indeed they had to stop President Bush from being able to nominate as many judges as he was likely to be entitled to nominate. And suddenly there was a 60-vote barrier. Well, that wasn't the case. And so the rules weren't changed. The rules were changed back. That did make me feel a lot better, by the way. A lot of people said things like, well, this means we're going to get more extreme judges. Well, it wasn't really a problem for 230 years. I doubt it will be a problem for the next 230. You're listening to the Wells Report. Do you feel better that Neil Gorsuch is the next Supreme Court justice? Is he going to do what you think he's going to do? Yes or no? Tell me why. This is the Wells Report.
In 1967, Arab forces attempted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. 6 days later, Israel had triumphed, and Jerusalem stood reunified for the first time in nearly 2,000 years. Honor the 50-year anniversary of this historic triumph by joining Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager for Stand with Israel, a 9-day odyssey celebrating Israel's past, present, and future. Explore Israel's heritage at Galilee and Jerusalem. Embrace the present, touring modern Tel Aviv. You'll meet with high-ranking Israeli leaders and understand more deeply the complexities and marvels of modern Israel. You'll walk on soil contended for with courage. As a conservative American, you can show your support. Stand with Israel. 2nd to November 1st includes luxury accommodations, delicious meals, and safe transportation.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Prices are for base buildings only. Do not include windows, doors, or accessories. The word on the street says we're in for an economic boom, so don't let your business get left behind. If you've been putting off building, now is the time to call General Steel. Steel prices are expected to rise, but you can still lock in your price if you call now. For example, a 40 by 60 foot building is still less than $25,000. Even an 80 by 150 foot building is under $99,000. Imagine 12,000 square feet for under $99,000. This building is designed for your needs, no wasted space. And you get the General's quality and 50-year structural warranty at a price you can afford. You can still save as much as half the cost and time of conventional construction by calling General Steel today. As much as half. So don't let rising steel prices put your project out of reach and stop you from making your company great. Call now. 877-47-STEEL. It's not too late. Call 877-47-STEEL. That's 877-477-8335.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
It's working great on me. I can't believe it. I've been having a lot of health issues. You know, my muscles, my legs, my knees. So ever since I've been taking this, I've really improved. My blood pressures are way down. My cholesterol's all back to normal. I'm in just good shape. I can't believe this thing is, when I even lost 6 pounds when I went to the doctor. And he wanted to know what I'm doing to lose 6 pounds. But I'm not doing anything. I just taking this Balance of Nature, and it's working out for me. And it'll work for anybody, I know.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free. And we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660 AM.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Well, it's that time of year again. The AC business is slow, so here come the crazy gimmicks. Right now, you'll hear the warehouse clearance guy, the free furnace guy, and my personal favorite, the guy who says he'll work for no profit. Because come on, that's just ridiculous. Well, guess who's not going to insult your intelligence with silly gimmicks? Reliant Air Conditioning. We've partnered with your utility provider to offer real instant rebates, up to $1,500 off qualifying systems. When you combine that with up to $3,500 off with Carrier's Cool Cash, you can save over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. So call the crazy gimmick guys and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number is 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Mattress shopping? You've probably noticed that the big box stores are constantly running sales. That's what you have to do when you're selling price instead of quality. At Sovereign European Sleep Systems, they don't have sales. Why? Because the quality of their product is as consistent as their pricing. So if you want a truly great mattress at a very reasonable price, you should consider the Sovereign mattress. A healthier, more durable, more comfortable mattress at a very reasonable price. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake. Learn more at sovn.com.
Are you a real estate agent? Are you earning less than you wish you were? Are you open to the idea of having some help with that? I'm Bob Leffler, the owner of Fearless Agent, and I will be having a live event in your area soon. Go to fearlessagentlive.com. This will be 3 solid hours of amazing training on the skills, schedule, and systems that our Fearless Agents use to finally earn what they should. Go to fearlessagentlive.com now and let us turn you into a fearless agent. That's fearlessagentlive.com.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Now that Neil Gorsuch rounds out the Supreme Court of the land to 9 justices again, what do you expect of America's newest Supreme Court justice? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Looking for what you have to say here on 660 AM The Answer. Let me get to Robert in Dallas. Robert, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Hey, thanks, John David. You know, this may surprise you, but I expect him to be what he is, a man of integrity, a man of honor, a man of respect. I don't expect him to be a puppet for anybody, any party. I just expect him to follow the law, interpret the Constitution, and just do the best that he can do and be the best person he can be and be the best justice he can be. But I just expect him to do what's right.
I do too, and I certainly hope you are correct as well. I'm going to say something that may seem a bit philosophical, but I want to make this absolutely abundantly clear. A Supreme Court justice has but one client: the Constitution of the United States. Their job is to determine whether the laws that are brought before through the method of judicial challenge comport with that Constitution. Of all of the things that I think that have damaged this country most, the perversion of the judicial branch of government by the American political left to advance a political agenda that otherwise would not see the light of day when it comes to any kind of legislative action, that has been the most damaging thing I have seen. The politicization of the judicial branch is perhaps the most damaging thing that we've seen in our republic. I believe that it is too soon to call off the idea of picking judicial appointments based on political leanings, demonstrated through various and sundry judicial opinions and statements. Indeed, we may never be in a position again where we see an apolitical judicial branch. But the sooner we can get back to it, the sooner that we possess it again, the faster and better our country will return to greatness that the framers of the American Constitution foresaw for us. That's the way I feel about that. Jim in Dallas, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hi, how you doing? Listen, I just want to say that I think Neil Gorsuch's going to be a great Supreme Court justice. He's got an outstanding education, far better than someone who's just simply went to either Harvard or Yale. He's very well-rounded. He's only been reversed once, which shows he's got.
Isn't that incredible?
Supreme Court. Yeah, he's got a Supreme Court mentality.
Yeah.
He worked for Kennedy, so he's going to fit in really well. And I think this is just an outstanding choice. Okay. Plus, I think to me, it's kind of like when Scalia reincarnated. And that's really what we deserved. We lost him way too soon.
Yeah, we did. It was too bad. It was just too bad. He was truly a giant. And that Gorsuch made sure that he knew that it made sure that everybody knew that he knew he was a giant. I thought that was a very poignant moment in today's ceremony. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. There are a couple of more things that I think you ought to know about Neil Gorsuch becoming a Supreme Court justice. I'll share those with you next. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis and my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, and welcome to spring in Texas, where we run our AC every day, which means this news is great from Trane and Walker AC. If you purchase a new Trane qualifying system, you can get a trade allowance of $1,000 or choose 0% financing for 60 months with the Wells Fargo Home Projects credit card. See Walker AC and Heating for details. 888-653-0051 for finance details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR $28.99 for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 5/31/2017. So spring is here, and that means it's already hot. Could be the best time to have Walker AC and Heating inspect your system to keep it running at peak performance. If your system just needs repair, that's what they'll do. If it's time for a new system from Trane, that's what they'll do. Give them a call. I trust them. I love them. It's my AC company. 972-4WALKER, 972-4WALKER, or WalkerAC.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Trane, because it's hard to stop a train.
Hey, Granddad, remember teaching me to shoot with that old rifle you had?
Boy, those are some of my favorite memories.
I know, me too. I think it's time to teach my boy. I want to give him those same experiences that we had. Do you still have it?
Yeah, but that thing hasn't been used in years.
It's all right. Not a problem at all. I know this perfect place we can take it to.
Hello, my name is Paul Smith. I'm the owner of Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply. I know we all have memories of growing up, being taught how to shoot weapons safely by our fathers, our grandfathers. One of the things that we do is complete firearm restorations. You know, with guns, they're very personal to people. When you see the joy on these people's faces when they bring a gun, it looks like it's ready to be thrown in the garbage dump. And then when they come back and pick it up, it looks like brand new. I mean, it does mean a lot to me.
Restore your memories. Go to drivingnailsgunsmithing.com. That's drivingnailsgunsmithing.com.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs, but then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S., and for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for spring. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Have you ever thought you'd like to flip houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? Are you ready to be your own boss so you can start living the good life? Hi, I'm Preston Neely. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity turned off 9 times, but I figured out a way to quit my job and find financial freedom in real estate. For a limited time, I want to send you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It shows you how to copy exactly what I did so you can make money from the comfort of your own home without even doing any manual labor. I've already given away 5,000 books and they're going fast. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-500-4309. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. It's short, fun to read, easy to understand, and awesome. To find out how to get your free book while supplies last, call 1-800-500-4309. Call 1-800-500-4309. 1-800-500-4309.
Which car company makes the best car? It's debatable, right? Okay, so which window company builds the best window? I bet you said Andersen. I'm Robert Jackson from Renewal by Andersen. We're the replacement window division of Andersen. We sell, build, install, and warrant the replacement window that stands on the back of 112 years of the best window engineering. And at this moment, we have a fantastic deal. For a very limited time, get free installation on all your windows. And here's the kicker. We have incredible financing to make this job even more affordable. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Get free installation on all your windows. For a Renewal by Andersen information packet or a free window diagnosis, call 469-706-3400. 469-706-3400. That's 469-706-3400.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. Not everybody was happy about Neil Gorsuch becoming the next Supreme Court judge. Liberals vented their frustration, saying that Neil Gorsuch took a stolen seat on the Supreme Court, stolen from Merrick Garland, when Gorsuch was officially sworn in Monday as the High Court's newest justice. Nominated by President Trump, confirmed on Friday today, Gorsuch replaced the late Justice Antonin Scalia as the youngest member of the Supreme Court. Scalia died February 13th, 2016. The president nominated Garland to take his place. President Obama nominated Garland to take his place. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the Senate Republicans would hold the seat open until after the 2016 election, something that most of us were very sure that a Democrat Senate would have done, certainly under Harry Reid, if indeed the president-elect would have been a Republican, if the situation had been reversed. The strategy paid off. Trump defeated Hillary Clinton, allowing him to nominate Gorsuch instead. Liberals took to Twitter to share their anger about the stolen seat. Sorry, not the stolen seat, simply the way it works. Then there's this. When Judge Neil Gorsuch is sworn into the Supreme Court, he will become the court's 101st Associate Justice and the most junior member. There are certain details and duties that are assigned to the most junior member of the Supreme Court. Before his election and his nomination by President Trump, Gorsuch had a lesson from the current junior justice, Elena Kagan. At an event in Colorado last September, Kagan was being interviewed by Gorsuch and Timothy Timkovich, chief judge of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit, where Gorsuch used to work, and described what it was like to serve as the most junior justice of the Supreme Court. She said the junior justice is assigned to the monthly cafeteria committee until the next justice is confirmed. The committee helps decide the meals when the justices dine together during oral arguments. Kagan said the role is a way to kind of humble people. You think you're hot stuff. You think you're an important person. You've just been confirmed to the United States Supreme Court. And now you're going to monthly cafeteria committee meetings where literally the agenda is what happened to the good recipe for chocolate chip cookies. The junior member also takes notes when the justices meet alone to discuss what cases to take and vote on. The third task, which Kagan called the most important junior justice responsibility, they must open the door. Literally, if I'm like in the middle of a sentence, let's say it's my turn to speak or something, there's a knock on the door, everyone will just stare at me, waiting for me to open the door. Kagan will pass the torch on to Gorsuch after he takes the constitutional oath in a private ceremony, which he did this morning. Chief Justice John Roberts will administer the oath at a private ceremony, after which Anthony Kennedy administered the judicial oath, which has already been done and we just covered. So there you go. There are things the junior justice does, and taking notes is one of the most important indeed. So Hillary is out with a book. Didn't take her long to write it, which means probably somebody else wrote it, but that's okay. I mean, you know, as long as what is in the book is what she believed should be in the book, then that's fine. So what we've got here is we've got a book that talks a little bit about how she was able to lose the 2016 presidential election. She had a conversation with New York Times' Nicholas Kristof, former Secretary of State, identified some of the reasons she thinks she lost to President Trump. She blamed the FBI, who reopened the investigation of her private emails into the final days of the campaign.
Yeah, just hit the press.
She also blamed Russia for allegedly meddling in the election by reportedly hacking the personal email accounts of Democrat National Committee staffers and her campaign chairman, John Podesta. She blamed the hacking group WikiLeaks for publishing the stolen emails during the election. She blamed the weaponization of information. She also jokingly blamed her chief Democrat primary opponent, Senator Bernie Sanders, and the media for her general election loss. To what extent you assign blame to Bernie Sanders, to media for focusing on the emails, said Kristof. How much time do we have, said Clinton. Clinton also blamed misogyny. Certainly, misogyny played a role. And that just has to be admitted. And why and what the underlying reasons are for that is what I'm trying to figure out myself. I think in this election, there was a very real struggle between what is viewed as a change and that is welcomed and exciting to many Americans, and a change which is worrisome and threatening to so many others. You layer on the first woman president over that, and I think some people, women included, had big problems. Here's some thoughts that I have regarding Hillary Clinton. My thoughts are that Hillary Clinton is a member of America's leftist progressive movement. These are people who are unbelievably destructive to the United States of America. These are people who see a role for the elite in American government. They believe that they are smarter. They believe that they are better qualified. They believe that they know more about what is necessary to run your life, my life, the lives of our children than we do. This is true. You see it in the way they legislate. You see it in the way they do the things they do. It's awful. That being said, she is someone who was not afraid to express that she was clearly a cut above the rest of us, that we were underlings, and she treated us that way. Her condescension, her arrogance, and her willingness to believe that the law of the land was only intended for little people is what lost her this election. And more importantly, is what should lose every election to everyone that feels that way for the rest of time. Newsbusters referred to a discussion that was had on the Sunday Meet the Press over the weekend. They called it a ridiculous discussion. I'm going to let you figure it out for yourself. The Newsbusters believes that this discussion belonged in the forum of a left-wing news site, or website rather, instead of a national network. But then again, like I said, NBC has cashed in its journalism chops, and they are now simply a propaganda organization for the left. Although moderator Chuck Todd is he is just a very good guy. I really wish he didn't work at NBC, where he was hamstrung to the company line. He read from a recent New York Times column of Nicholas Kristof, who described Clinton's idea of Trump voters as, I don't agree with him. I'm really not sure I approve of him, but he looks like somebody who's been president before. That was paraphrasing Hillary Clinton. Here's what Todd had to say about that.
Hillary Clinton came out, did an interview with Nick Kristof that was, and in fact, where hours before President Trump addressed the nation saying we're bombing an airfield, she was recommending we should be bombing his airfields. But she said something else in the interview that's in his column this morning, talking about the election. And she said, she characterized the mindset of Trump voters this way as, I don't agree with him. I'm not sure I really approve of him, but he looks like somebody who's been president before. Helene, she believed misogyny played a much larger role in this than has been analyzed by many of us. What do you say?
I think many women probably feel that way. And I don't think I would necessarily dismiss that. I've talked to plenty of Trump voters who say they just didn't like Hillary, and including women who said, no, there's just I just didn't like her. I think there's something to be said for that.
Okay, first of all, Hillary Clinton doesn't want to take responsibility for anything. She lost the election because she's Hillary Clinton, not because she's a woman. And yes, of course, women in power are more negatively portrayed. A hard-charging man, a woman is can I go after Lindsey Graham and use a bad word? But we know what it is. Look, if you want to be a woman who's influential, then stand up to it. Ignore it, and it will change over time. Screaming about misogyny doesn't change things.
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, gender politics clearly played a role in this election. Not so much necessarily misogyny, but certainly Donald Trump is a cliche of old-fashioned masculinity. Yeah. And a lot of people long for that kind of masculinity, which is never coming back, but they long for it. And so to say that his hyper macho stereotype was not part of why he got elected, I mean, it wasn't his knowledge.
You're not.
Okay, so you get the idea, right? So it was Donald Trump's hyper masculinity. It was the idea, the notion that people voted for Donald Trump because he looked like someone who had been president before. Do you agree with any of that? Do you believe that misogyny played a role in the loss of Hillary Clinton at any level in the 2016 presidential election? Yes or no, and why? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Do you believe that any kind of pro-male bias had anything to do with Hillary Clinton's loss in 2016? I don't believe so. I believe it was the arrogance. I believe it was the smugness. I believe that it was laws are for little people. I don't think her gender had anything to do with it at all. I mean, let's think of somebody that we could realistically elect as president of the United States, a female. Who would that person be? Who could we elect as president of the United States as a female? Carly Fiorina? Carly Fiorina did a great job in her presidential campaign. But I think that when it came down to the battle of the business people, Donald Trump was able to be and show himself as a better candidate from the business qualification, the business ilk. Who has the political gravitas? Which female in the United States, in the government, has the gravitas to be the president of the United States? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Hillary Clinton had the gravitas. There was no doubt about it. She was certainly qualified. But she had lied so much. And if you want to talk about an imperial president, I mean, could there possibly been someone who was more imperial, more arch than Hillary Clinton? And to a degree, I believe that Hillary Clinton's woes, aside from the self-inflicted ones of Benghazi, etc., and the server, I believe her woes were also that she ran with and was an ally of, indeed, the Secretary of State of the Obama administration. I believe that by the time it was her turn to run for president, people were over the leftist progressive thuggery that was taking big pieces out of the United States of America. That's what I believe. What do you believe? Let's talk. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis and my friend Josh Dishong of Josh Dishong Real Estate at Keller Williams. He's my friend, and I'd say that even if he hadn't sold my house. But since he did, I really love him. We're big fans of Josh because he did what others could not. He can do the same for you. Here in 2017, are you sitting in a house that you're trying to sell? Others have tried, but nobody can? Call Josh right now. Get on board with the Josh Dishong system, 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net, getsold.net. What is that system? He makes you a promise that says, I'm going to talk to you about a price that you can sell this house at and a time frame that makes sense. And if I can't sell that house at that price in that time frame, I, Josh Dishong, will buy that house from you. Either way, you are done. You're at closing. You're clear. You're happy, just like Lisa and I are. We love Josh. Get on board with him today at 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Hey, Mark Davis, my friends at Viaskin of Las Colinas are up to all kinds of things in this month of April, springtime, a time of renewal, a time of focus on health. And boy, are they going to focus on your health and mine with amazing savings on the kind of tests that cost thousands at local hospitals. But we're going to take that heart scan that looks for plaques and blockages in your heart, show you that a heart attack may be coming down the road. We're going to look at the body scan that looks at your lungs and liver and pancreas for little cancer spots to get them and treat them before they kill you. We're going to do that early detection, and we're going to do it so affordably, like $695. $695. And we're going to throw in the carotid artery neck scan for stroke risk for free. All you have to do is make the appointment when you call Viascan of Las Colinas, 972-739-2840, 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan. Save money, save your life. Viascan of Las Colinas. Just Google Viascan.
Hey, it's Hudson. I've had so much success with soda weight loss. My friend Darla is on the program. Darla, tell him about what's going on with you.
Oh my goodness. For me, soda was a life changer. I have been fighting with that 15 pounds for literally almost 10 years since my last baby was born. And now it was easy. They weighed me. They showed me what my body was like. They told me what would work for me. And within weeks, it's gone. In the past, when I had big things coming up where I was really nervous about how I was going to look and the clothes that were were going to fit me. Eat a little here, not eat, skip meals, finally get to almost where I needed to be, still felt pudgy. This time I didn't do any of that. I ate the proteins they gave me, and truly it's worked all the way around. Soda has changed my life.
Call and schedule an appointment today. 1-800-800-5080. 1-800-800-5080. Always online, SOTAweightloss.com. And find out for yourself why soda is state of the art.
State of the art. Woohoo!
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-0299. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-0299. That's 1-800-700-0299. 1-800-700-0299.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. Steve in Rome. So Hillary thinks it's because of misogyny. She lost the presidency because of misogyny? Really?
Not a chance. Just wasn't the case. She was a terrible candidate. I mean, she had problems with legendary dishonesty. She was just not a good campaigner, and she had a bad message. I mean, the blame lays on her, and it's not people wouldn't vote for her because she was female. I would happily have voted for Carly Fiorina had she done well enough, in debates with the other candidates. Would that we had a Margaret Thatcher to vote for. It's not a problem with gender. It's a problem with credibility. It's a problem with honesty and integrity, and she just didn't have it.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Steve. I appreciate it. Let me get to Kevin in Irving, Texas. Kevin, what do you think?
Well, I think that, to be honest with you, I think that Condoleezza Rice would have beaten Obama back in 2008 if she really wanted the job. She would have been the first female president.
Yeah, I don't know that she wanted. I don't know that she wanted that level of responsibility.
True, I agree with you, but I think she would have had the gravitas to be able to make that work if she chose to make that work.
True.
I also believe that right now Nikki Haley looks to be the next presidential candidate that would be a female, and I think that would maybe not work out, but I think she's probably the first name on the list on the Democrat side.
This is the Wells Report.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. If you're considering replacing the windows in your home, you probably know there are a bunch of companies to choose from, and we all got good things to say about ourselves. But you have to read between the lines. Do they have a showroom where you can see full-size displays? Do they manufacture their own windows? Or do they buy them from a manufacturer and you get to pay the additional markup for the middleman? Are their windows designed for Texas climate? Or do they have one-size-fits-all? And lastly, what's their warranty like? They all look good when they're new. I'm happy to tell you that Statewide Remodeling has a showroom. We manufacture our own windows that are designed for Texas climate and have the longest warranty in the industry that includes workmanship for as long as you own your home. It even covers glass breakage and screen damage, and our prices won't break the bank. We offer 100% financing and discounts for cash on completion. So if you're ready to get new windows from a company who's been in business for 23 years, call us now in celebration of our 23rd anniversary. We're offering 23% off the price of the whole project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Well, it's that time of year again. The AC business is slow, so here come the crazy gimmicks. Right now, you'll hear the warehouse clearance guy, the free furnace guy, and my personal favorite, the guy who says he'll work for no profit. Because come on, that's just ridiculous. Well, guess who's not going to insult your intelligence with silly gimmicks? Reliant Air Conditioning. We've partnered with your utility provider to offer real instant rebates, up to $1,500 off qualifying systems. When you combine that with up to $3,500 off with Carrier's Cool Cash, you can save over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. So call the Crazy Gimmick guys and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number is 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Are you a real estate agent? Are you earning less than you wish you were? Are you open to the idea of having some help with that? I'm Bob Leffler, the owner of Fearless Agent, and I will be having a live event in your area soon. Go to fearlessagentlive.com. This will be 3 solid hours of amazing training on the skills, schedule, and systems that our Fearless Agents use to finally earn what they should. Go to fearlessagentlive.com now and let us turn you into a Fearless Agent. That's fearlessagentlive.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Tensions rising between the U.S. and Russia on the eve of a visit to Moscow from Secretary of State Tillerson.
White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer previewed the message the secretary will bring to the Russian government.
With respect to Syria in particular, I think we need to remind them of the commitments that they've made and the commitments that Syria has made.
The Russian government has, in turn, condemned the U.S. strike against the Assad regime, calling it a violation of international law.
Fox's Rich Edson. Meanwhile, the White House says President Trump's keeping his options open when it comes to dealing with Syria.
The sight of people being gassed and blown away by barrel bombs ensures that if we see this kind of action again, we hold open the possibility of future action.
Spokesman Sean Spicer. A husband-wife murder-suicide in a San Bernardino, California grade school results in the wounding of 2 children. One of them has died. The other child stable. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. Listen on iHeartRadio.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a Real Estate Investor Association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, April 13th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott Quorum by the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-717-3320. This month's topic is how to flip houses for profit in Dallas. Call 800-717-3320. Write it down. That's 800-717-3320 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
Ready and reliable, anytime, night or day. When your plumbing's got problems or your drains are clogged, that's when you need AAA. You go to AAA-auger.com.
Is your water heater tired from the winter? With the increased load on heaters during colder seasons, minerals and sediments accumulate at a much faster rate in the tank itself. Flushing your water heater now will go a long way in maximizing the life of your tank. So for a limited time only, Reliable Red and his crew of professionally licensed plumbers are offering a residential water heater flush service for only $67.50. So call AAA Auger Plumbing Services 24/7 at 877-999-1979. That's 877-999-1979. If you need a plumber fast, call AAA Auger Plumbing Services. Some restrictions may apply. License M37445.
When your plumbing's got problems or your drains are clogged, go to AAA-auger.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm almost 87 years old, and I have that irritable bowel syndrome. I really feel better at my age. I'm telling you, I was weak and weary and just afraid to go any place because of this irritable bowel thing, and now I'm doing better. My doctor's already taken me off I think that's the name of it, for your cholesterol. I did a test, and he said, you don't have extra cholesterol, and he took it away from me. Isn't that wonderful? I'm amazed. I really, truly am. I thought these old people on there giving these commercials were full of stuff, and they surely didn't mean it. And they do mean it.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free, and we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go, go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
So there you are, working hard and growing your business. You know you've got a great concept and your customers love you, but you need more customers and you're not sure what to do. You know radio works. You're listening right now, but everyone's talking about digital advertising and you don't want to miss out. Let us help. 660 AM The Answer will spend time with you perfecting your message, and we'll do it by combining the power of radio and digital, because that's what we do. Find out more at 660 AM The Answer and click on Advertise with Us.
This is Pete's yard, and Pete's happy that winter's finally over. Still, winter's damage is done and has left Pete's yard withered and weak. But Pete knows all he needs is Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food. It greens and thickens lawns to help crowd out weeds, guaranteed. Just 2 simple feedings, one now and one later this spring. So Pete can easily take his grass from hungry to healthy. This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food today.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with 2 brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. They say that there are no atheists in foxholes. There are no atheists in foxholes. There are brothers and sisters in foxholes. There are people who you absolutely adore in foxholes. There are people that you would absolutely lay your life down for. Right next to you in a mission for the people of the United States. I didn't understand it until I had a chance to experience it. And that brotherhood and sisterhood is like family, except closer. And when you're in a military circumstance, there's nothing more poignant or comforting than when a chaplain spends time with you and looks you right in the face and gives you words
that you cling to because they are so good and they are so important and they are so real and they are so just. There's a book out there by Lieutenant General Rick Lynch. It's called Work Hard, Pray Hard, The Power of Faith in Action. Lieutenant General, thanks very much for joining us. Sir, you were not a chaplain, but it seems like you could have been a very, very, very good one.
Well, I do know, John David, the importance of faith, not just on the battlefield, but in what we do day to day. And I was able to, as a result of being placed in positions of authority, I was allowed not only to live my faith, but to share my faith as well. And as you mentioned so poignantly, I mean, faith is so very important on the battlefield. Joshua 1:9 tells us, God says, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous, do not be terrified, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. That gave me and all the soldiers I commanded on the field of battle peace.
And that is absolutely critically important. I mean, I never felt stronger than when, and I was never in the far-flung areas that you were. I never served in Kosovo. I never served in Desert Storm. I never served in Desert Shield. I'm a Texas State Guard soldier. I'm a state soldier, but I got to serve in Operation Strong Safety. And to be bolstered by the words and the strength of all of that, to walk around in your uniform with one of those very, very handy and very, very nice New Testaments that, you know, that slip into your leg pocket of your ABUs I was wearing because I'm Air Force component. It was just one of those things, and you find yourself in a moment where there's nothing going on, perusing through the Bible and finding very comfortable words. It was something that I look forward to. I'd take a moment and I grab one of those New Testaments and I just open it up to a verse, and it wouldn't be just a matter of moments before I found something that absolutely fit the moment.
Well, I'm convinced that God leads you exactly where you need to be when you turn to the Bible. He'll make sure that you have that message and that peace that you need at that particular time. And John David, I'm not going to let this pass. Thank you for your service. You know, less than 1% of the American public have served our nation in uniform, but we all enjoy the freedoms provided by those select few. So thank you for what you did.
Well, God bless you. God bless you for your service, sir, and thank you so much for all that you've done. I've been reading over just a small portion of your resume, where you started as a West Point graduate, at least from a standpoint of your military career. You served in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Kosovo, 30 months in Iraq after 9/11, 15 months as one of the leaders of the surge in 2007. God bless you for that, because that was something that was absolutely critically needed. And I am sure that God put you and those people that were inspired with that surge in that place for that moment for exactly the right reasons.
Oh, I'm convinced that God had his hand in all of that. When President Bush, regardless of what the polls said, decided to give the military what we needed to be able to turn Iraq around, that resulted in the surge. And as soon as I was notified I was going to go into the worst part of Iraq with 25,000 soldiers, the first thing I did is drop to my knees in prayer and ask God to give me the strength, courage, and wisdom to do things he wanted me to do and to protect our soldiers and to be with their families back home as well. You know, John David, what's interesting about my walk is I wasn't even baptized till I was 32 years old. I'm 61 years old now, so half my life was generally without a strong relationship with God, and the last half has been with one, and made all the difference in the world. And not just on the battlefield. You know, when I transitioned out of the military, I wrote a book about adaptive leadership. So I've been traveling the nation talking about adaptive leadership, and I can just tell us, I can sense that the American public's just afraid. They're concerned, they're fearful, anxious about the future. They're worried about the economy. They're worried about their families. They're worried about our national security. So the reason I wrote this new book is to give people some idea as to how you can strengthen your relationship with God. And the book is not about religion. It's about spirituality. It's about developing and nurturing that personal relationship with God so you can be less anxious and less fearful and have more courage.
Work Hard, Pray Hard explores 7 steps that talk about putting faith into action in your life every day. Can you run through some of that?
Yeah, it's amazing to me how these things mature. So, you know, the number 7 has biblical significance, and I didn't realize until after I finished the book that there were indeed 7 chapters, and I wrote it so that people who needed a specific thing. So, for example, they needed courage. I wrote a chapter entitled Commanding Courage. And for those folks who are dealing with limitations, I wrote a chapter entitled Overcoming Limitations. And for those that are struggling with sin, like we all are, I wrote a chapter entitled Growing Beyond One's Sinful Nature. And I used personal examples and biblical examples and historical examples to give the reader some sense as to what happens if indeed you strengthen your relationship with God, regardless of how you worship God. See, I do think that we've reached a point with organized religion that it's become part of the problem, because everybody's arguing amongst themselves as the best way to worship. I contend that it's all about that personal relationship with God. It makes all the difference.
Absolutely, it does. It absolutely does. I remember living through 2016. It was the hardest year of my life, and being a talk show host in the middle of an election year is bad enough. But when so many people, you talk about the chaos factory, living in troubled times.
Yeah.
Half the people that I dealt with were scared snotless that Hillary Clinton was going to win. And half the people that I dealt with were scared snotless that Donald Trump was going to win. And I was trying to make the best sense out of everything that happened day to day, trying to make sure that I was able to provide whatever I could that would help people make the best possible decision one way or another. And I realized that as time went by, that job got tougher and tougher and harder and more difficult, until eventually what got me through the last, I don't know, at least couple of months was simply literally stopping and praying, for goodness sakes, please give me strength to be able to be the right guy saying the right thing at the right moment, for the sake of this nation and for the sake of my neighbors and my fellow Americans. It was like, gosh, I went through all that, and it was, I don't know that it took me months to recover. It just took me just a long time. It was, a couple of months ago before I was able to get through all of that. But I swear that on one hand, I wanted to live through that moment. On the other hand, I don't know that I could have without getting, bolstered in the way that those chaplains had taught me how to do so much when I was down on the border in 2014.
Yeah, God never gives us more than we can handle. So I can understand precisely what you were going through and all that you're going through in the year 2016. But I just found myself in a situation where, as the phrase says, let go, let God. I prayed for God's hand in the selection for our new president and our new administration. I believe God was involved in the selection of President Trump. I applaud what President Trump and his administration are doing now, especially as it comes to national security. When I saw what he did in Syria to attack the airfield and launch chemical weapons against those children and those babies, that was an act of courage. And clearly now we have a president. I believe God helped us get this president. We have a president who's going to take action. Not just talk about it, but he's going to do stuff to protect our freedoms and our way of life and bolster our military. I was worried to death in the 8 years of the Obama administration what was happening to our military, but now that's turning around. We got the right people in the right position, going to be properly resourced. And it gives me a lot of comfort that we're on the right path to protect our freedoms and our way of life.
Lieutenant General Rick Lynch is our guest. He's written a book, Work Hard, Play Hard, The Power of Faith in Action. Got to read it. It's about spirituality, not about religion. It's about being able to work your way through your life with God on your side. And is a book that I truly hope that you grab, because it's so hard to explain. Maybe General, you can help. But what is it about? What is it about those Sunday morning services, with your fellow soldiers and airmen and Marines and so on and so forth? What is it about those Sunday morning services that just put things together so well? I can't explain it.
I think God explains it. He tells us in Philippians 4, 6, and 7, he says to not be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. So what we did in those collective services, and what we should be doing with individual time with God is present our request to God and just have peace knowing that He's going to take care of it. And I talk about this a lot in the book. You know, we're finite. God is infinite. There's a lot of things going on that we have no idea why that's happening, but God has a plan. And I'm anxious to meet God face to face and talk to Him about, why did this happen? And I talk in my book about many times where my faith was tested. And John David, your faith has been tested many times as well, because bad things are happening to good people and you just don't understand it. So we just have to accept the fact that God's got a plan, and we got to rely on Him for strength, courage, and wisdom to do things that He wants us to do. And if you do that, then you'll find yourself much more peaceful. One of my chapters entitled Developing Spiritual Fitness, and Tom Landry, I know you're in Dallas, so you recognize the name. Tom Landry came to speak to my brigade when I was a brigade level commander. Everybody came to hear Landry the coach, but they heard Landry the Christian. And what Tom Landry told them is being a Christian is not about who you are, it's about what you do. That's why the subtitle of my book is The Power of Faith in Action. You got to have the faith, and then you got to share the faith. Let people know why you have peace. Let the people know why you have courage, and then share that peace.
He is Lieutenant General Rick Lynch, U.S. Army retired. We have some more moments with him. If you'd like to ask a question, and a question only, you may. 866-660-5759. Work hard. Pray hard. The Power of Faith in Action. The author of that book, Lieutenant General Rick Lynch, joins us. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. So, how's the Trump presidency working out for everybody so far?
Every presidency gets a first wave of serious reviews after the first 100 days, so we thought we would do that at a great event. And you're invited. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and we want to welcome you to President Trump, the first 100 days.
Brought to you by Southwest Office Systems and 660 AM The Answer, Tuesday night, April 18th, the Eisman Center in Richardson. JD and I welcome our network buddy Mike Gallagher and special guest Senator Ted Cruz.
Tickets start at just $19. Backstage VIP at $135.
Tickets on sale now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll be looking for you Tuesday, April 18th at the Eisman Center in Richardson.
President Trump, the first 100 days. Join Mark Davis and me, John David Wells, along with Mike Gallagher and Senator Ted Cruz. Get your tickets right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
660 AM The Answer and Southwest Office Systems present President Trump, the first 100 days, made possible by our national tour sponsor, MyPillow. Visit MyPillow.com and type in discount code 100 days to buy the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from our friends at Simple Sleep Services. If snoring is a problem in your life, and if it's a problem in your life, it's a problem for everybody in your life. Let's get the simplest, least invasive solution. That's what they did for me at Simple Sleep Services. What you have with Simple Sleep is a way to avoid implants and surgery and the CPAP device by just calling 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. They're in Dallas and Fort Worth. Insurance covers most folks. It's the Somnodent device. Simple appliance. They make it for you. They did one for me. You take it home, you pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and silent night. Absolutely fantastic. Diagnosis from a board-certified sleep physician. They have a home sleep study, so you're not in some lab. Call them for more information. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. SimpleSleepServices.com. Wonderful people. I'm so glad I met them, and you will be too. 469-685-1700 or SimpleSleepServices.com.
Advantage Gold has the highest ratings according to TrustLink with a 100% 5-star rating.
A New York Times best-selling author just announced that 99% of retirement accounts are more exposed to risk than ever before. If you have an IRA or a 401k, listen closely because I'm about to tell you about a little-known IRS loophole that could save your retirement. Right now, U.S. debt is spiraling out of control. The stock market is near all-time highs. If it all comes crashing down, do you have a plan in place? Advantage Gold has found an IRS loophole which allows you to convert your standard retirement account into physical gold and silver. We have helped thousands of people use this strategy to keep more of their hard-earned retirement savings. Get our free gold loophole guide and learn how you could secure your IRA or 401k tax and penalty-free with physical gold. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Operators are standing by. Call 800-900-8000. Your free gold loophole guide is waiting. Just call now. 800-900-8000.
Hiring is the most challenging part of my job. It's really hard. The searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier.
One click and my job was posted to 200 plus job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I like them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 200 plus job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/start. That's ZipRecruiter.com/start. ZipRecruiter.com/start.
If some high-pressure salesperson twisted your arm into buying a timeshare, it's not your fault. Whether you bought decades ago or days ago, I bet that salesperson didn't mention your timeshare could cost you twice as much as a regular vacation, or that you'd never be able to use it when you wanted, or that your fees could shoot up every year. They misled you, and that's not fair. That's why we're here, to get your timeshare company to free you from your unwanted timeshare. Get the free information you need at 1-800-700-4839. We're the Timeshare Exit Attorneys, America's #1 timeshare exit service run by real attorneys, not sales companies or middlemen. It was a salesperson who got you into this mess. Don't rely on a salesperson to get you out. We've got a 100% service guarantee and have already helped thousands of people get out of unwanted timeshares. For free information, call 1-800-700-4839. That's 1-800-700-4839, 1-800-700-4839.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Joining us is Lieutenant General Rick Lynch, U.S. Army retired. He's just in case you don't know, being a lieutenant general is kind of a big deal. He commanded at all levels of the Army, from companies of 100 soldiers to entire corps of 65,000. To the commander of all U.S. Army installations worldwide. And he has written the book, Work Hard, Play Hard, The Power of Faith in Action. You were talking about the title of your book, and you explained faith in action. But Work Hard, Pray Hard came to you from one of your captains, did it not?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I wasn't baptized till I was 32, and then right after my baptism, Tom Landry also taught me becoming a Christian was easy, but being a Christian is hard. I was convinced that I was doing something wrong because I didn't hear the audible voice of God. Now I realize that God is with us every day through the people he puts us in contact with and the circumstances he puts us under. So when I was a battalion level commander of about 500 soldiers, my best officer was a young lieutenant named James Marsh, and he was so good that when I got promoted to be a brigade level commander, I brought him with me, promoted him to captain, and gave him the toughest job in a brigade, and he surpassed all expectations. And he went to all of the spiritual fitness events that I hosted, prayer lunches, prayer breakfasts, those kinds of events. And one day he leaned over to me and he said, "Colonel, I got this figured out." I said, "What is it?" He says, "It's work hard, pray hard." And that stuck with me since 1997 when he uttered those words to me. Unfortunately, James, probably about 3 months after he first told me that, he was killed in a traffic accident. He and his fiance were driving down near Fredericksburg. The roads were slick. She was driving, flipped the car. She walked away. He was killed in that traffic accident. So I've dedicated this book to him. More importantly, that theme of work hard, pray hard has resonated with me every day since the day he told me those words.
Sounds like a truly amazing man. I'm sorry we lost him. That's too bad.
It's one of those, we talked about it, when your faith is tested. I mean, I remember vividly getting a call from the division headquarters and dropping to my knees and sobbing. And my wife came out and I told her, because we love James like we loved our own children. She fell down and started sobbing, and things like that made you ask, God, why? Why did you have to take James? There's so many other people out there doing evil things. Why did you have to take James? And it goes back to the point that God is infinite, we're finite, and things happen. I don't know why we lost him. What I'm trying to do in the book is remain and allow his legacy to continue. In fact, I fly to Indiana next week. He was an Indiana University graduate and making a big deal about the release of the book and dedicating into James's name.
Well, God bless you, Lieutenant General Rick Lynch. I am so very, very glad that I got to meet you. Work hard, pray hard, the power of faith in action. If people want to know more about this book, where can they go to get more information?
The best way is just go to my website, workhardprayhard.org. And when you get to the website, you'll see a lot of blogs and information I put out over the course of the last 6 months. And also gives you links to Amazon and Barnes & Noble so you can order the book if you choose to.
You also have another web address. It's R Lynch Enterprises, LYNCH Enterprises.com, correct?
But sure, you know, when I wrote the first book, Adapt or Die, Battle-Tested Principles of Leaders, I decided to launch a company that allowed me to not just travel the nation speaking about the book, but to coach and consult, do strategic planning in line with the principles of that book. So rlynchenterprises.com is also one of my websites to talk about things I believe in and things I'm working on.
God bless you and yours, sir. Thank you very much for your service to this great nation. You have made a huge difference, and I appreciate your work, and thank you for my country, sir.
And same to you, John David. Same to you. God bless you, and thank you.
Doing the best I can, sir. The very best I can. And will do so as long as I have the opportunity. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Do you have real estate that you want to sell? Is it an apartment building, a shopping center, waterfront property, or even a modest townhome? If you're not getting offers, it's not the market, and it's not your fault. More options are always better than fewer ones, and there may be options that you haven't been given. Options that every seller has, but that most owners and agents don't understand. Let me tell you about Barry Jerome. Every day, people call Barry with real estate they want to sell. When Barry makes an offer to sell your real estate, there are no commissions or settlement costs. Barry is auctioning real estate and getting owners the money they need. Call now for a no-obligation consultation about all of your options at 682-593-5171. That's 682-593-5171 or barryjerome.com. That's barryjerome.com or call now 682-593-5171.
Hello, my name is Paul Smith. I'm the owner of Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply. One of the things that we do is complete firearm restorations. We are a full-service gun repair center. We have 2 full-time on-staff gunsmiths. We do hot bluing, parkerizing, color case hardening, anodizing, nickel plating, chrome plating. We paint with Cerakote or Duracoat, hydrographics. And also we have a full machine shop and welding capabilities on site to manufacture many parts we cannot readily obtain. We stock new and used guns. We're also a dealer for SIG, Colt, Glock. We routinely stock Walther, Springfield, Sky, and Phoenix. In addition, we carry ammo, reloading supplies, military surplus items, and also prepping supplies.
For courteous service, call Paul at Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply today at 682-888-2822. That's 682-888-2822. Or go to drivingnailsgunsmithing.com.
There's a reason so many North Texans are calling soda weight loss, because it works. I mean, this program actually works. Look, I'm down 20 pounds, body fat percentage way down, fat is burned off. You know, there's a difference between losing weight and burning fat. You got to do it the healthy way. You got to do it the soda weight loss way. It's literally been 20 years since I've been this healthy at this weight. And trust me, I have struggled with this for quite some time. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're going throughout your day right now and you're like, man, he's like telling my story. You're doing everything and you just cannot get the weight off. Soda weight loss will put you on a system that will not only get the weight off, but keep it off for years to come. Soda stands for state of the art, and I can tell you so many reasons why they're state of the art. From their equipment, diagnostic, insights from the doctors one-on-one with you, their program is all state of the art, so call them today. There's even a brand new location in Plano, 1-800-800-5080, 1-800-800-5080. Soda weight loss is state of the art. Find out why.
State of the art. Woohoo!
Dennis Prager here. And for 2 years now, I've been telling you about my wife, Sue, who tried Relief Factor because of her knee pain, and it worked. And if you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle aches and pain, do what my wife, Sue, did. Try Relief Factor. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call them toll free 800 500 8384. 800 500 8384.
If you're worried about how the market's going to respond in these first 100 days of new leadership, you're not alone. Even the best experts can't predict what's going to happen in the coming year. So be smart and have a plan. Go to SaveProfitPlan.com to start your plan. Bill Bullis with Profits Run has developed a plan on how you can profit now. Go to SaveProfitPlan.com to learn how to make a little extra money each week. Trading involves risk of loss and is not appropriate for everyone. Go to SaveProfitPlan.com for more information.
Yo, everybody get up! Everybody get up! Everybody needs to understand that I'm more than simply a hype man for this rap group, just like Geico is more than just a company that can save you money. Geico also has fast and friendly claim service, so they can help you when you need it most. And while I do love being a hype man, I also love reading for children's audiobooks. Like Little Bo Peep, she lost the sheep, and she don't know where to find them. Yo!
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Over 3 million businesses use Indeed.com for hiring. And independent research shows that 5 times more hires are made through Indeed than any other job site. By creating the easiest, most effective hiring experience, we help businesses find great new people every day. Right now, we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job on the world's #1 job site. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you,
Sure, Mark Davis
it's
Cross
on
promotion.
the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
Oh.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. I want to thank you very much for being a part of the broadcast tonight. By joining us, boy, it was nice to meet General Lynch. You know, I hope you got just a little bit of the flavor of how close those teams are. I wish, of all the things that I have been able to learn from all of the amazing military men and women in my life, and this goes back, goodness gracious, it goes back to when I was a teenager or before. Of all the things that I have learned and all of the things that I cherish, it's the closeness of those teams. To be able to create and be a part of that vibe is something that people, I hope you get a sense of when you listen to this broadcast. We have a group of people, and you can find some of them right this very minute. You can find 9 who are watching the Wells Report on YouTube live events. It's going on right this very moment. And these people are friends of mine. They're just a little family. And they are joined by, I don't know how many people do this, but, you know, we spend a lot of time reporting the news, but the phones are always going. They're always lit. And Vicky is talking to people that are just checking in. They don't necessarily want to be on the air, but they're asking Vicky about me, or they're asking Vicky about her or Matt or something, or sharing some information with us about them. And this little Wells Report family is what we have going on here. That doesn't mean that people who are not who don't take part in the chat room or don't call us at 866-660-5759. People that just want to listen aren't part of that. But there is this, we were talking about this last week. Remember, Vicky, we were talking about the little family of the Wells Report people. I refer to a group of women that listen to the broadcast as the Wells women. You know, you've heard them. They join us, and it's always good because they're always there.
I've got a group of people, police officers and doctors and nurses and lawyers and real estate people and just people that know everything about what's going on around here. And whenever the conversation touches one of those circumstances, we have a good little critical mass of people that share information every day, standing together, a community, a collective effort, team work. And if you can develop that wherever you go without fear of standing close, without fear of being able to relax and quite literally trust in the people around you. If you're able to do that, then you have a pretty good understanding of what I'm trying to get across and what Rick Lynch is trying to get across. You'll notice that General Lynch was not talking about religion. He was talking about God. Religion is different. Religion is different. Religion is Baptist, it's Catholic, it's Presbyterian, it's Lutheran, it's Methodist, it's Jewish, it's all of these things and more. It's Muslim. It is the form we use to honor God. Our forebears were very, very astute in understanding that while there had to be a division of church and state, that there could not be a division of God and state in any enduring nation. Monotheism, that idea that we worship one God, is, believe it or not, a unifying principle for most of us in this world. And if there is indeed a way forward for all of us as a community, it's going to be as we realize that God is the rallying point. Regardless of how you get to God, whatever religious steps you take, those are your decisions. But that you take those steps, that you reach out to the deity, that is something that I implore you to do. I've had probably 2 or 3 serious conversations with atheists on this broadcast. I remember all 3 of them. Because all 3 of the people that I was engaged with were looking for answers to questions that they were never going to find through atheism. In fact, I said in one, I said, atheism is harder than religion. It's so much harder. Because you don't have the faith part. See, I have faith in God that even though he occasionally grabs me by the scruff of the neck, picks me up 4 or 5 feet off the ground and slams me face first into the ground, I have learned that even though I am treated roughly, there is a reason. I have said on countless occasions that I don't need to get hit in the head with a 2x4 by someone trying to make a point. I'm not exactly sure that's true. God certainly has let me know in no uncertain terms that he required my attention, please. He made sure that there was an event that made my attention to him inescapable. It is a difficult, perplexing, confusing pursuit to do your best to engage with God. Prayer is essential. Don't hesitate. I swear he's there and he's listening. Do not hesitate. But do remember, even though you might pray as hard as you possibly can and so on and so forth, and if nothing is forthcoming, you may say, gosh, I thought God answered all prayers. Sometimes God answers no. Sometimes God's answer is, let me give that guy more time. It's one of his favorites with me. At least so far as I can discern. But I hope that you got something out of that interview with Rick Lynch, because he's a good man. He gave us a real gift there. Work hard, pray hard. It's a good book. Let me give you a little bit of news as we get to the top of the hour here on the 10th day of April, year of our Lord, 2016. Just a little bit of news. There are a couple of things that are going on with Obamacare that I want you to be aware of. If government fails to fund the subsidies, Obamacare premiums are going to rise by almost 20%. If the federal government fails to fund the Affordable Care Act's cost-sharing subsidies, average premiums for the Silver plan would have to rise by 19%. This is according to a Kaiser Family Foundation report. Cost-sharing subsidies were put in place by the Affordable Care Act to rein in the cost of out-of-pocket expenses for lower-income individuals by reimbursing insurers. So much for that. 2 House committees, Ways and Means and Energy and Commerce, investigated the source of funding for the subsidies and found that they were unconstitutional. They said the Obama administration was funding the program without a permanent appropriation from Congress and filed a lawsuit challenging the payments. With a legal appeal pending, the federal government and Congress are in a position to choose whether to continue reimbursing insurers for their costs. This is why people say that the Affordable Care Act is in a death spiral. It's because it is against the Constitution. And in order for the Republicans now to continue moving forward with this, or anybody else in government, they have to break the rules. Which is why the dang thing should have never been passed to begin with. But who passed it? Well, people that are very comfortable with breaking the rules. The Democrat Party. Just saying. That is not a partisan statement. That's the news. If the government fails to make these payments, premiums will rise from 9% in North Dakota to 27% in Mississippi. The analysis, based on cost-sharing subsidy payments and benchmark premiums in federal marketplace states in 2016, the most recent data available, finds the estimated premium increase for silver plans would be higher, 21%, in states that did not expand Medicaid under the ACA than in states that expanded the Medicaid program under ACA, which would be 15%. But prices are going up regardless. Cost-sharing subsidies are generally higher in states that have not expanded Medicaid, and that includes Texas, by the way, because they have a larger share of enrollees with incomes from 100% to 150% of the poverty level who get the biggest cost-sharing reductions. There are 7.1 million Americans who receive these types of payments, representing about 58% of those who selected an Obamacare plan in 2017. Boy, oh boy, it's going to get mighty exciting here. By the way, Blue Cross Blue Shield came out with a stunning announcement today. Blue Cross Blue Shield insurers operating in the Affordable Care Act individual marketplace will get close to break-even margins in 2017. This is according to a report from Standard & Poor's Global Market Intelligence. Obamacare's individual market is fragile, needs about 5 years to stabilize. This means insurers in the marketplace will likely not hit profitability until next year. After starting out on the wrong foot in 2014, deterioration further in 2015, they saw first signs of some sort of life in 2016, but the footing isn't stable, and in 2017, Blue Cross Blue Shield will break even with all the increases in deductibles and premiums and everything else. What a mess. This is the Wells Report.
Your credit card companies love you. They love it when your cards stay maxed out. They love it when you only make minimum payments. They love it when you struggle. Why? Because they own you. And minimum payments mean maximum profits. Here's great news. National Debt Relief is now offering you free information on how to escape your credit card debt nightmare. If you owe more than $10,000 in credit card debt and are only barely making minimum payments, know this: you may not have to pay it all back. In fact, you may have the right to settle that debt for only a fraction of what you owe. National Debt Relief has helped thousands of people get rid of over $500 million of debt, and they're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Get the information you need for free right now before this offer goes away. Call National Debt Relief now and escape your credit card debt troubles. 800-691-2148. 800-691-2148. 800-691-2148.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. Anyone that owns a home knows that property value has been going straight up. Makes a lot of folks start to think it's time to sell and get a bigger home. But after you do the math, it doesn't make sense, especially if you like the neighborhood you're in. I got a great suggestion for you. How about a room addition or a sunroom from Statewide Remodeling? We've been expanding Texas homes for over 20 years. It's a great place for an exercise room, a media room, a place for the kids to play, or just to relax with a cup of coffee first thing in the morning. We can also do custom room additions if you need an extra bedroom or bathroom. So if you're needing more space, give us a call and we'll schedule a no-cost site inspection and design consultation to see if your property qualifies. If you call now and decide to purchase in celebration of our 23rd year in business, we're offering 23% off the cost of the whole project. And of course, we have 100% financing with payment plans to fit almost every budget. We also offer additional discounts for cash. So the number to call, and call now, is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or check us out online anytime at statewideremodeling.com.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Well, it's that time of year again. The AC business is slow, so here come the crazy gimmicks. Right now, you'll hear the warehouse clearance guy, the free furnace guy, and my personal favorite, the guy who says he'll work for no profit. Because come on, that's just ridiculous. Well, guess who's not going to insult your intelligence with silly gimmicks? Reliant Air Conditioning. We've partnered with your utility provider to offer real instant rebates, up to $1,500 off qualifying systems. When you combine that with up to $3,500 off with Carrier's Cool Cash, you can save over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. So call the crazy gimmick guys and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Detectives are searching for a suspect who fatally shot a Cook County judge and seriously wounded a woman outside the judge's home on the city's south side. Happened this morning. Associate Judge Raymond Miles, he was 66 years old, and a 52-year-old woman were found outside the home in the Roseland neighborhood around 4:50 in the morning, this according to police. The female sustained a gunshot wound to the leg, was transported to a nearby hospital in serious condition, and is expected to survive. Miles sustained multiple gunshot wounds to his body, was transported to Christ Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. No one has been taken into custody. Miles, who presided over criminal cases, had faced threats and harassment in the past, but it was unclear whether the incident was related to his work. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. I don't know whether you're a member of the Service Employees International Union, the SEIU, which is a union of government workers. They spent $60 million on politics and lobbying, as well as $19 million on the Fight for 15 movement in 2016. They are now finding themselves laying off headquarters staff. The union's federal filing to the Department of Labor revealed it experienced marginal growth in 2016, adding about 15,000 members. But it overspent, as most Democrat organizations do, after losing $17 million. Their budget deficit, $10 million. The SEIU, making things safe for SEIU labor workers for 25 years. This is the Wells Report.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-0299. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-0299. That's 1-800-700-0299. 1-800-700-0299.
Here's microbiologist Dr. Tim O'Neill talking about balance of nature.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. They fight against oxidants that damage the cell's DNA, causing mutations that lead to disease. I don't take any supplementation, but I take Balance of Nature because I've seen it in my lab. I've seen the immune response increase. I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection, and I know that it works.
Balance of Nature is providing you the best offer they've ever given. 2 free months of fruits and veggies and free shipping. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. An 8-year-old student was killed Monday when the husband of a teacher came into her San Bernardino, California school and opened fire, fatally shooting his wife before killing himself.
Our prayers will be going out on behalf of the parents and the victims of this tragedy.
San Bernardino Mayor Kerry Davis. Alabama's governor resigns following allegations of an affair with an aide and a cover-up.
I have decided it is time for me to step down as Alabama's governor.
Shortly after Governor Bentley's resignation, Lieutenant Governor Kay Ivey was sworn into office. United Airlines CEO is defending his employees in the wake of a video showing police forcibly removing a man from an overbooked flight. Oscar Munoz says the passenger became disruptive when asked to leave the plane. Chicago Aviation Police suspending one of the officers involved for not following procedure. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Stimulating talk, 660 AM, The Answer.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a Real Estate Investor Association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, April 13th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott Quorum by the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-717-3320. This month's topic is how to flip houses for profit in Dallas. Call 800-717-3320. Write it down. That's 800-717-3320 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
Have you racked up more than $10,000 in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? You should know the credit card companies are tricking you into thinking there's no way out. Credit card companies would rather you didn't know that there are ways you can become debt-free and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. There are debt relief programs that help people like you escape overwhelming credit card debt. National Debt Relief has helped tens of thousands of people just like you reduce more than $500 million of debt. National Debt Relief has helped so many people. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. You don't have to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan. You have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Reduce a portion of your debt now. Call National Debt Relief at 800-518-4020. 800-518-4020. That's 800-518-4020.
Terminix 1 to Terminix 2. I've discovered the secret location of the termite colony. I'm moving in.
Roger that. Need backup? We have a team 10,000 strong.
I'm going in alone. Must take termites out before they cause more destruction.
You could be outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1.
At Terminix, we like those odds.
Don't let termites invade your home. Once they start, they are relentless, eating every minute of every day. Termites are never satisfied, so take immediate action. Call Terminix at 1-800-300-4711. As America's leading termite control provider, Terminix will do whatever it takes to stop termites in their tracks with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Termites never stop trying to get in. Terminix never stops working to keep them out. And if they ever come back, so will Terminix.
Mission accomplished.
Termites reported on Park Street.
Let's go. Not a moment to lose.
For a free termite inspection, call the experts at Terminix, Defenders of Home, 1-800-300-4711, 1-800-300-4711.
30-day money-back guarantee at participating locations.
Hey, it's Hudson. I've had so much success with Soda weight loss. My friend Darla is on the program. Darla, tell them about what's going on with you.
Oh my goodness. For me, Soda was a life changer. I have been fighting with that 15 pounds for literally almost 10 years since my last baby was born. And now it was easy. They weighed me. They showed me what my body was like. They told me what would work for me. And within weeks, it's gone. In the past, when I had big things coming up where I was really nervous about how I was going to look and the clothes that were going to fit me, eat a little here, not eat, skip meals, finally get to almost where I needed to be, still felt pudgy. This time I didn't do any of that. I ate the proteins they gave me, and truly it's worked all the way around. Soda has changed my life.
Call and schedule an appointment today. 1-800-800-5080. 1-800-800-5080. Always online, SOTAweightloss.com. And find out for yourself why Soda is state of the art.
State of the art. Woohoo! Blinds are one of those things I thought I'd never buy online. But that was before I found Blinds.com. The prices, selection, and quality are amazing. Shipping is free, and their professional designers gave me a free online design consultation, helping me pick, measure, and install the perfect blinds for every room.
Welcome spring with site-wide savings at Blinds.com. Now through April 18th, get up to 30% off site-wide at Blinds.com. Just use promo code SHUTTERS. That's Blinds.com, promo code SHUTTERS. Rules and restrictions apply.
Hey folks, this is Brian Church and Les Stouter with the Startup.com show. And I want to tell you about RG Patent Consulting. They specialize in helping small and large entity innovators worldwide obtain patent protection. Just visit their website at rgpatentconsulting.com and set up a personal interview with one of their highly trained patent professionals. And don't forget to keep tuning in to the Startup.com show.
Listen every Sunday at 8 p.m. for Startup.com on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. I've been telling you about Relief Factor for about 6 months now. I've been using Relief Factor for a lot longer than that. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, knee pain, general muscle aches and pain, do what I did. Go to ReliefFactor.com, order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Try it for 3 weeks, $19.95. ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com, or call toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AM TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. There's a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Collin County until 11:15. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Sexy Van Alstyne. McKinney. It's just west of McKinney, with all the action basically northwest of McKinney. But there's a severe thunderstorm warning out there. Keep your head down. Keep your eyes listening to the radio. We'll let you know whenever anything happens. 866-660-5759 is our telephone number. The leftist press, and I guess I shouldn't say that about the Texas Tribune, but from time to time I wonder just exactly what their motivations are. The leftist press is reveling in the fact that for pushing the issue for nearly a decade, key lawmakers in the Texas legislature are optimistic that a statewide texting while driving ban is within reach. Texas is one of 4 states that do not have a statewide ban on texting and driving. That distinction has drawn renewed attention in recent days following an accident in West Texas in which a truck driver who was texting and driving crashed into a church bus and killed 13 senior citizens. All I can tell you is that I would be interested in what the driver of the church bus was watching while he was driving down the road. State Representative Tom Craddock of Midland, author of the texting ban bill that recently passed the House, said about the accident, "It's a tragic situation. It's a wasted situation." Yeah, true. It's terrible. Craddock, who has pushed for the ban for 4 sessions in a row, offered condolences to the victims, their families, and the church in a statement last week. No message or email is important enough to risk injury or death while driving on Texas roadways. I can even see that might be true. If Texas had passed a texting while driving ban when Craddock first filed the bill, creating one in 2011, Texas would have been the 9th state to pass such a law. If House Bill 6-2 passes the session this time, it will be the 47th. Well, that's because Texas is more about, what is that? Freedom and liberty than most of those other states. In 2015 and 2013, Craddock's personal proposal passed the House but died in the Senate. In 2011, it traveled through both chambers only to be vetoed by Governor Rick Perry, who rightly said it would, quote, micromanage the behavior of adults, unquote. In the 2015 session, a group of conservative senators helped kill the proposal, arguing that it would lead to unreasonable searches by police, among other concerns. Correct. This year, both Craddock and the measure's most vocal advocate in the Senate, Judith Zaffirini, are hoping the measure will draw enough support in the upper chamber and that Governor Greg Abbott will sign it. I will entertain supporting a primary candidate for Greg Abbott's office next time around if he does. And I know why. I know why people are saying, listen to that moron. What a dope. He thinks that people should be able to text while they drive. Actually, I think it's stupid, even though I do it. I think it's plainly, idiotically, dumbly stupid. But that's not why I'm against it. That's not why I'm against this law. This law is a legislative and government overreach. This law is oppressive. This law has no business being on the books whatsoever. With all due respect to the beloved departed, and I really am sensitive to this. God bless those people on that church bus. But I want to know what the driver of the bus was looking at when he missed a truck barreling his way with the driver not paying attention. It does not make any difference why a driver would not be paying attention. Drivers don't pay attention 100% of the time, ever. If you do not believe that the driver next to you right this very moment, as you're driving down the road right this very moment, if you don't believe that any driver that you can see is about to do something that is going to attempt to kill you, then that driver is cooking up something to do in an attempt to kill you right this moment. If you don't believe that's going to happen, that's what's happening. It's amazing what people will do to have an accident with you.
It's just amazing. It's amazing what people will do to force you into an accident. Let me give you a great example of one. The other night, I'm going home. Okay, peacefully minding my own business. I'm going home on 114, and I have learned something about driving on 114. Always look in your rear view mirror before you change lanes. Why? Well, let me tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little bitty white dot way off in the distance before I change lanes on 114 headed west every evening. You know why? Because the other night, I happened to notice when I was getting ready to change lanes, I happened to notice a little white dot way off in the distance. And so I sat there and maintained my lane. I didn't do anything. I drove absolutely straight. And in less time than it took for me to say that last sentence, a motorcyclist went past me at 165 miles an hour if he was doing 20. I've never seen a motorcycle moving that fast on a public road in my life. He went around a corner, and I was surprised he survived it. I was doing 70. He passed me at 100 miles an hour. Easy. Now, is he paying attention? No. Is he texting? Hell no. Was I texting? No. Why wasn't I texting? Well, because I was about to change lanes on 114 in the middle of the night, and you do that only after you look for a small little white dot way off in the horizon, because you just never know when a guy doing 160 is about to pass you on a motorcycle. In other words, I don't text all the time. Crazily enough, I don't text when there's a bus full of little old ladies and people on a religious retreat in front of me. I don't text unless I'm completely clear of traffic. And if I'm completely clear of traffic and I'm not weaving all over the road, it's nobody's damn business what I'm doing in my car. But let's just assume that there is. Let's just assume that what we're doing is we're not turning ourselves into California, because I assure you, this is how California became the mess that it is now. Stuff like this. There was a law for everything in California. If you wanted to know how to behave like a liberal, there was a law that would explain it to you in California with the appropriate fines if you did not behave like a liberal. And we're doing it to ourselves. And it is stupid and it is ridiculous. If you don't want to get hit by somebody texting in your car, pay attention to the drivers that are around you. It's called defensive driving. Drive as if they're about to run over you, because I assure you, they are about to run over you. But I have two articles here from 2014. How are the cops going to find out whether or not you're texting? Have you ever thought about that? The Tennessee Highway Patrol is using a tractor trailer to get a bird's eye view into cars searching for texters and other offenders. The truck is not unmarked, but they found that distracted drivers don't even notice an 18-wheeler hovering beside them. So they're in an 18-wheeler driving down the road at 70 miles an hour looking into the cockpit of other cars. Which is more distracting? Looking into the cockpit of another car trying to figure out if somebody's texting? Or texting while you're driving a truck down the road at 70? Police in Danbury, Connecticut, among other cities, are searching for higher vantage points to look down on drivers to see inside the cabin and what they're doing with their phones. Just what we need. Another police organization spying on us. States including California, Connecticut, New York ban the use of cell phones even when you're stopped at a traffic light. They can easily ticket those drivers by patrolling the streets on foot. Oh, that's good. You're standing there at a stoplight and there are people walking around your car. Oh, that's good. That's a good way to run over a police officer who will doubtless shoot you in the head because you didn't see him for whatever reason. You know, people fit into blind spots of cars too, right? In Massachusetts, 74% of tickets giving out during distracted driving law enforcement periods were from unmarked vehicles. So just because you don't see a police officer doesn't mean there isn't one nearby. He's probably the guy that's sitting there talking on his cell phone while he's doing his job. There's no tolerance if you receive a distracted driving ticket in most states. Officers are working to make sure that they have enough details to report that you will lose if you contest the ticket. How exciting! Yeah. So what they do is they make it so you can't contest whether or not you've actually been spotted texting, which means the police officer doesn't have to actually spot you texting. He just has to say so. Oh, okay. Police officers would never just float a texting law ticket at you because they didn't like you for some reason, right? They'd always have a reason, right? There's another reason. There's another way that they can find out whether or not you're texting on your car while you're driving down the road. You want to know what that one is? You know what you should do? You should stay with me on this. What you should do is you should do what I'm going to do tomorrow. Write a letter to Governor Greg Abbott and tell him to veto this ridiculous overreach of Texas government. If I wanted to live in California, I'd be living in California or any of those other 47 states that think it's okay to oppress their citizenry. This is the Wells Report.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime this year, something that goes beyond the mundane and gives you a unique perspective, not a vacation, an opportunity to change your life? Hi, Mike Gallagher here. A timely and important expedition to the Holy Land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand With Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that will offer you firsthand insight into Israel's fascinating past and promising future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable place. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about all your life, all during Jerusalem's 50th anniversary, the Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, and so much more, with expert guides, important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations. Look forward to something special this year. Stand With Israel for the details about this all-inclusive trip happening October 22nd through November the 1st.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand With Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Hey, if you need to sell your home without all the headaches most people experience, hey, Sean Hannity here to tell you that after years of buying, selling, investing millions of dollars in real estate, that all real estate agents do not operate the same way. Now, what makes the difference between a home selling fast and for top dollar and one that sits on the market for months and doesn't even sell at all? Well, you have a great American right in your backyard that I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Now, he services the entire Dallas area, attracts hundreds of buyers every week. He sells a home on average every 20 hours. Now, Josh spends thousands of dollars every month and creates demand for your home, which makes it sell faster and for more money. Now, you risk nothing, since at any point, if you're not happy, well, you can get out of the contract free and clear and pay nothing. But trust me, that's not going to happen. Don't play games with your home. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644. That's 972-325-6644, or online, getsold.net. That's getsold.net. And you can start packing.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-5008. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-5008. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-5008. 1-800-400-5008.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. I keep talking about high-tech bath remodeling, and the phone keeps ringing with homeowners wanting more information. 90% of all bath remodelers use sand grout. It's sand, cement, and water. We know it's the first thing that fails in the wet area of your bathroom. It cracks with the least bit of movement. It grows mold and mildew, and when you try to clean it, you're just wearing it down. Statewide uses a proprietary product that has 4 main ingredients: Microban, which eliminates mold and mildew; latex for flexibility; Kevlar for strength; and a built-in sealant. We guarantee our grout for as long as you own your home. So when you think you're getting a great deal from the 2 guys in the truck you hired to do your remodel, I suggest you start saving up for when you'll have to do it again. Or you can call Statewide Remodeling and get it done right the first time. We offer 100% financing, and if you call for your free design consultation now, celebrate our 23rd year in business, we're giving 23% off the price of the project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or anytime online at statewideremodeling.com.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go, go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, more of the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. So, John David is obviously losing his mind because he's saying that he hopes that Governor Greg Abbott, in fact, I'm actually going to write a letter to the governor begging him to indeed veto this bill. Because it is micromanaging the life of adults in Texas. And it is a government overreach. Somebody just asked me, oh, yeah? Well, if texting while driving is such a government overreach, what is stop and frisk? And I said, an egregious governmental overreach. But have you noticed? They only do stop and frisk in places where you can't have a concealed handgun license. Isn't that weird? Anybody that can defend themselves really doesn't have to worry about stop and frisk much. Because the police realize that people usually can take care of themselves. They don't need us, taking care of the big bad guy, because the big bad guy realizes the chances are very, very, very good that if they pick on the wrong person, they're going to get shot today. But of course, that doesn't happen in New York, any place in Illinois, where the judge got shot earlier today. Cannot get ACHL in San Bernardino County, in Southern California. Where the special ed kid died today during the murder-suicide. The other kid's doing okay, by the way. So yeah, they'll have a fake panhandler on the corner to try to see if you're texting. A trucker in the next lane, the guys that are so nice and so on and so forth. Oh, wait, they used to be really nice and so on and so forth. Spotters on the overpass.
And then there's this one. This is the one that nobody talks about. You're driving down the road peacefully, minding your own business. Cop pulls you over and says, "Are you wondering why I stopped you?" "Yes, I certainly am. I think you're texting on your phone." "I wasn't texting on my phone." "Well, give me your phone so that I can check to see if you were texting." "No, officer, you cannot have my phone." "Oh, yes, I can." "Oh, no, you can." I'm not going to turn over my cell phone to have somebody completely emptied out to completely search my cell phone, all my contacts, all my information, everything, for the sake of some cop believing, I don't know how he's going to know, that I was somehow texting on my way past where he was. Not going to download the contents of my phone. But that's how they're going to do it. They also are going to have something else. They're going to have a texting detector, a new tool in their arsenal when it comes to checking to see if somebody's using a cell phone. Virginia company called ComSonics developing a radar gun-like device that detects radio frequencies that are emitted from a vehicle when someone's using a cell phone, which sets the stage for the next law, which is to not use your cell phone under any circumstances except under emergencies. Because you can't tell the difference between somebody having a conversation and somebody texting. All you know is a cell phone's being used in the car. Is it being used by the driver? Oh, we don't know, but we'll stop them anyway. I live in America, Jack. More importantly, I live in Texas. You're not going to stop me and see if I was talking on my cell phone. Talk about your basic slippery slope. This is the Wells Report.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement, a plan that will take you from where you are now to the retirement you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into Wealth Smart, Saturdays at 9 a.m. Your host is Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group. You only retire once, but Reed helps people retire every day. Don't miss Wealth Smart every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at lakepointadvisorygroup.com for information on our free area steak dinner seminars and start working on your dream retirement now.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Well, it's that time of year again. The AC business is slow, so here come the crazy gimmicks. Right now, you'll hear the warehouse clearance guy, the free furnace guy, and my personal favorite, the guy who says he'll work for no profit. Because come on, that's just ridiculous. Well, guess who's not going to insult your intelligence with silly gimmicks? Reliant Air Conditioning. We've partnered with your utility provider to offer real instant rebates, up to $1,500 off qualifying systems. When you combine that with up to $3,500 off with Carrier's Cool Cash, you can save over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. So call the crazy gimmick guys and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number is 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
It worked for me. I need it in the afternoon. I wear down. I'm 84. And in the afternoon, I sort of slow down. I take my Balance of Nature and it picks me right up.
Knowing that I'm getting my fruits and vegetables, I feel better.
I have a blood disease, but I've been taking this and I really don't bleed as much as I used to either. That in itself, to me, is a miracle. I will continue to buy Balance of Nature. The best thing that Dr. Howard ever did was make these pills.
Balance of Nature is celebrating its 20th anniversary by providing you the best offer they've ever given. 2 free months of fruits and veggies and free shipping. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Have you ever thought you'd like to flip houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? Are you ready to be your own boss so you can start living the good life? Hi, I'm Preston Neely. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity turned off 9 times, but I figured out a way to quit my job and find financial freedom in real estate. For a limited time, I want to send you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It shows you how to copy exactly what I did so you can make money from the comfort of your own home without even doing any manual labor. I've already given away 5,000 books and they're going fast. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-500-4309. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. It's short, fun to read, easy to understand, and awesome. To find out how to get your free book while supplies last, call 1-800-500-4309. Call 1-800-500-4309. 1-800-500-4309.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Simple Sleep, inviting you to make 2017 the year for a healthier you with healthier sleep. Snoring is not just evidence that, hey, you're really sleeping soundly. It is evidence that there's something the matter. It's an interruption. Sleep apnea is a barrier to the proper amount of air, oxygen, getting to your heart, getting to your bloodstream. Let's fix this. Surgery will fix it, but who wants surgery? CPAP device, big old helmet and hose. Now keep going. Simple Sleep Services offers the best way. The Somnodent device. It's what they did for me. Simple oral appliance. You pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and boom, silent night, even when it's not Christmas. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Great people to deal with. Insurance covers it. Dallas and Fort Worth. Let's call them. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. If you don't want surgery and the CPAP thing's a deal breaker, 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com.
Remember when a small business needed a landline? Today, landlines are a thing of the past with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. On the road, at the beach, or at home, Grasshopper helps you grow your business. Get all the features of a business phone system and the freedom of a cell phone with our iPhone and Android apps. Features include multiple extensions for your team, calls forwarded to your mobile phones, voicemails transcribed and emailed, and so much more. See how it works at grasshopper.com. The entrepreneur's phone system.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
We were looking for some very serious weather tonight, but nothing really happened. Although there have been a couple of pretty serious, severe thunderstorms. There's another thunderstorm out there, Tarrant County, northeastern Tarrant County, and southeastern Denton County. You might find yourself into a situation where you might be in a hailstorm. It's right there between North Richland Hills and pointed right at Grapevine. Otherwise, there's a cell right over Arlington right this very minute. And one slightly southwest of Carrollton. So there you go. Let me get to David in Dallas. Welcome to the Wells Report. Thanks for joining us.
No, thank you for having me on.
Sure.
I was just calling. I noticed with this bill, there's a lot of flaws, and hopefully it doesn't go through.
Well, it's already gotten through the House, and it's already yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did say that. Yes,
Yeah.
my apologies.
Yeah.
That being said, how are they going to? You said they're having a device to be able to find the signal.
Sure.
How are they going to be able to differentiate a signal that's coming through Bluetooth systems in cars, for wireless versus actually using the phone itself?
They're not. You see, this is the problem with this entire idea. The problem with this is there's no way to enforce this law without violating the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and so in order to enforce this law, we have to bully everybody into believing that a violation of the Fourth Amendment is perfectly legitimized. But I got to be honest with you. There's going to be a new rule for anybody that I talk to who's driving a car. If you are driving a car and you are being in a situation where a police officer is going to pull you over, if this bill passes, turn your cell phone off.
I guess that's the only way you can do that now.
Well, the thing about it is that if you don't turn your cell phone off,
then at least, if I turn my cell phone off, the first thing that pops up is encryption. And I'm not going to give up in my encryption code until somebody gives me a warrant.
Well, now with that being said, with the WikiLeaks CIA released all the documents of spying, haven't they proven that cell phones are still active even though when they're off?
Yes. They're always in contact with the tower.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean this is a nightmare. This whole thing is a nightmare. And
that's exactly what it sounds like.
And the reason that they're doing it has nothing to do with texting and driving. The reason that they're doing it is they want to monitor your cell phones everywhere you go.
There's more government overreach.
It's more government overreach, more government paying attention to what you're doing. It's none of their dang business. It's none of their business.
I absolutely agree.
If you are so afraid that someone's going to run over you because they're texting and driving, don't drive.
I agree. And John Dave, I appreciate you taking my call. I will have the pleasure of meeting you on the 18th.
I can hardly wait.
So I will meet you then, and I'll bring up the call. You'll remember me.
All right, David. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Have a great night.
You too. Take care. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. We are pretty sure that, let's see, Vicki, would you do me a favor? Would you look up the cost of illegal immigration, yearly cost illegal immigration? Would you look that up for me? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Let's see. I got this text, right, from this guy who said, what about what is if texting and driving is government overreach, what is stop and frisk? And I said an egregious government overreach. He then texted back, touche. And I said, then he said, P.S. I was driving when I tweeted this. Look, tweeting and driving is stupid. Okay, it is stupid. Everybody who does it knows it's stupid. But if you believe that in this day and age, in our nation at this particular moment, that the reason that they are trying to pass any kind of a law that gives them some way of making the use of your particular telephone or communication device a crime under any circumstance has nothing to do with whether or not you're committing a crime. It's that in order for them to figure out whether you are committing a crime, they have to constantly monitor your cell phone. I don't want them constantly monitoring my cell phone. Distracted driving is a fact of life. There are about 50 devices in your car that distract you for purposes. Every light that tells you there's something wrong with your car, for example. You're driving down the road at 75 miles an hour and the check engine light begins to flash. What the hell do? You go, holy crap, what's wrong? You take your eyes off the road. You start looking at your oil pressure gauge. You look at your temperature gauge. You look at every gauge you have. You listen, and what are you paying attention to? Nothing having anything to do with the fact that you're flying down the road at 70. If this law passes and it's signed by Governor Abbott, make sure that if you're being stopped by a police officer, that you take the extra time to turn off your cell phone. You have to do it. Sorry. You just have to be able to shut your cell phone down. Also, if it passes, if you do have to text, and there will be a time when you do have to text, like, for example, oh, I don't know, you're trying to hook up with your son. Just put on your emergency flashers, pull over to the right of whatever road you happen to be on, stop the car, and go ahead and text. You know, that ought to be good when you're on one of those little 4-lane concrete roads in your neighborhood. You know, you just stop right there in the bike lane. Thanks for giving us those. That's what I'm going to do if it passes. I'm just going to pull off the road, put the car in park, turn my emergency flashers on, and go ahead and say, Colt, where are you? And wait for a reply. It's not illegal to pull over off to the right and turn your emergency flashers on. But that's what I would suggest that everybody does if this bill passes and it's signed by the governor. Just pull off to the right every chance you need to. Every time you need to text, pull off to the right. I know it sounds suspiciously like civil disobedience. Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. Speaking of government overreach. Oh, okay, here we go. All right. According to Vicky Stifer, the group FAIR.US, the Federation of American Immigration Reform, good people, illegal immigration in the United States costs us $113 billion every year. $113 billion. I've been here 10 years. I've been in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas for 10 years. That means that since I've been here, it's cost us $1 trillion. So finally, we decided to upend the American political status quo. And we elected a guy who quite literally could not get elected dog catcher in New York to be the president of the United States, who said that he was going to build a big, beautiful wall on our southern border. And by golly, that's exactly what he's doing. He's building a great, big, beautiful wall. Well, guess what has happened? You know, the stupid, idiotic dumbness that keeps us from building the walls and keeps weak-kneed politicians from actually doing anything we want, thanks to special interests like the Mexican National Autonomous University. According to these people, in a research page that I don't know, I have no idea whether it's undergone any kind of peer review or anything like this, but a study by Mexico's top university has revealed that at least 800 species of wildlife will be adversely affected by President Trump's planned 2,000-mile border wall with Mexico. Research published by ecologists from the Mexican National Autonomous University has shown that an impassable physical barrier placed into ecosystems inhabited by jaguars, black bears, and bighorn sheep will so disrupt patterns of migration as to cause a natural catastrophe. We spend over $1 trillion every year on illegal immigration. Is that a natural catastrophe? No, it's a financial catastrophe. It's an economic catastrophe. Catastrophe. The U.S.-Mexico border is made up of mountains, jungle, coastline, and many other diverse ecosystems, said Professor Gerardo Ceballos, who led the investigation published last week. Wildlife has populated these regions for millions of years and has always had freedom of movement to hunt, reproduce, and to migrate. To make these animals suffer as a result of man's political agenda is entirely immoral. You know, like living in someone else's country without permission and against the law. Tell you what, Dr. Ceballos, You take care of your neighbors breaking American law, and I'll see what I can do of making sure that the Jaguars and Bears can freely go across the border. By the way, talk to me about those Jaguars and Bears one more time. What about all the garbage, piles of garbage that are left by people that are crossing this barrier, this non-existent border? Talk to me about all of that. Talk to me about natural catastrophes like, oh, I don't know, 14-year-old girl getting raped on her way to the United States. You know what I've noticed about Jaguars and Bears? Them's is smart critters. Them's is. I bet you they figure out how to live on their side of the wall and such. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they will. You know what ecologists have done? Ecologists have lied so many times about so many things in order to stop so many projects that people want, that people need. I don't care what you have to say or whether it's 8,000 species that are going to be impacted by this wall. I'm impacted by $113 billion of spending every year on illegal aliens living in my country. $113 billion every year. It cost $100 billion to put 24 men on the moon. And we only did that once. It took us a decade to spend that. $113 billion every year. $1 trillion since I've lived in Texas. I'm sorry, I don't believe you, doctor. I don't believe the 800 species are going to be affected by the border wall. I don't care that you've gotten this wonderful research project all paid for and researched and so on and so forth. I think you're lying. More importantly, I don't give a damn whether you are or not. We're building the wall, sir. This is the Wells Report.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis with great news for conservatives, a cell phone company offering great coverage, the newest phones, and awesome deals while helping conservative causes. It's Patriot Mobile, 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/Mark. Founded by conservatives to give you a choice other than big mobile funding the liberal agenda. Up to 5% of Patriot Mobile's proceeds go to the conservative cause of your choice. Support conservative groups fighting for Obamacare repeal, Second Amendment, right to life, strong borders, all with Patriot Mobile. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, they'll buy out your current contract, credits up to $500 per line, free iPhone 5S or Galaxy S5 with a $45 monthly unlimited talk text data plan. It's incredible. 1-800-A-PATRIOT, 1-800-A-PATRIOT to get started or patriotmobile.com/Mark. Use my promo code Mark to waive the $35 activation fee. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/Mark. Let's mobilize conservatives with Patriot Mobile. patriotmobile.com/Mark or 1-800-A-PATRIOT.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a Real Estate Investor Association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, April 13th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott Quorum by the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-717-3320. This month's topic is how to flip houses for profit in Dallas. Call 800-717-3320. Write it down. That's 800-717-3320 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Vines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. Do you think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you are open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
Chris Tomlin presents Worship Night in America. Chris Tomlin, Big Daddy Weave, Phil Wickham, Zach Williams, Mosaic MSC, and speaker Jason Barton. Don't miss this amazing night as the church joins together. An awakening event from the Awakening Foundation.
Coming April 21st and April 22nd to Verizon Theater at Grand Prairie. On sale now. Get your tickets at AXS.com.
An economic boom is coming. Don't let your business get left behind. If you need to build, call General Steel today. Steel prices are expected to rise, but you can still lock in your price on a General Steel building. You can still get an 80-foot by 150-foot building for under $99,000. That's right, 12,000 square feet for under $99,000. Don't let rising steel prices put your project out of reach. Call 877-47-STEEL. 877-47-STEEL. That's 877-477-8335.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. New York will be the first state to make tuition at public colleges and universities free for middle-class students under a state budget approved by lawmakers over the weekend. The plan is crafted by Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo, will apply to any New York student whose family has an annual income of $125,000 or less. To qualify, the student would have to meet certain class loads and grade point average restrictions. Room and board would not be covered. Then Cuomo said this most brilliant and equally stupid thing. He said, "College is today what high school was 50 years ago. If you're a young person who wants success in a career, a college education is necessary." Yeah, because high school sucks so bad. So, Andrew Cuomo, I'm sorry, Chris Cuomo. No, Andrew Cuomo, sorry. Why does high school in New York suck so bad? Oh, because it's become a political activity for the left. It's become a socialist enterprise. Oh, that's why it sucks so bad. That's why you have to go to university to clean it up. Maybe if we had real high schools, we wouldn't have to worry so much about giving away free educations. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. I'm John David Wells. God bless you. Thank you for listening to the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. So, how's the Trump presidency working out for everybody so far?
Every presidency gets a first wave of serious reviews after the first 100 days, so we thought we would do that at a great event. And you're invited. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and we want to welcome you to President Trump, the first 100 days.
Brought to you by Southwest Office Systems and 660 AM The Answer, Tuesday night, April 18th, the Eisenman Center in Richardson. JD and I welcome our network buddy Mike Gallagher and special guest Senator Ted Cruz.
Tickets start at just $19. Backstage VIP at $135.
Tickets on sale now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll be looking for you Tuesday, April 18th at the Eisenman Center in Richardson.
President Trump, the first 100 days. Join Mark Davis and me, John David Wells, along with Mike Gallagher and Senator Ted Cruz. Get your tickets right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
660 AM The Answer and Southwest Office Systems present President Trump, the first 100 days, made possible by our national tour sponsor, MyPillow. Visit MyPillow.com and type in discount code 100 days to buy the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Hey, it's Mark Davis and my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, and welcome to spring in Texas, where we run our AC every day, which means this news is great from Trane and Walker AC. If you purchase a new Trane qualifying system, you can get a trade allowance of $1,000 or choose 0% financing for 60 months with the Wells Fargo Home Projects credit card. See Walker AC and Heating for details. 888-653-0051 for finance details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR $28.99 for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 5/31/2017. So spring is here, and that means it's already hot. Could be the best time to have Walker AC and Heating inspect your system to keep it running at peak performance. If your system just needs repair, that's what they'll do. If it's time for a new system from Trane, that's what they'll do. Give them a call. I trust them. I love them. It's my AC company. 972-4-WALKER. 972, the number 4-WALKER, or WalkerAC.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Trane, because it's hard to stop a train.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with two brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. President Donald Trump is ready to strike Syria again unless President Bashar al-Assad stops attacks on civilians.
The sight of people being gassed and blown away by barrel bombs ensures that if we see this kind of action again, we hold open the possibility of future action.
White House spokesman Sean Spicer. An 8-year-old student was killed Monday when a man shot and killed his wife inside a San Bernardino school. The man then killed himself. Another student in the California school also shot but is recovering. Alabama has a new governor.
Today is both a dark day in Alabama, but yet also it's one of opportunity.
Lieutenant Governor Kay Ivey sworn in Monday shortly after embattled Governor Robert Bentley resigned over allegations of an affair with an aide and a cover-up. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. So, how's the Trump presidency working out for everybody so far?
Every presidency gets a first wave of serious reviews after the first 100 days, so we thought we would do that at a great event. And you're invited. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and we want to welcome you to President Trump, the first 100 days.
Brought to you by Southwest Office Systems and 660 AM The Answer, Tuesday night, April 18th, the Eisman Center in Richardson. JD and I welcome our network buddy Mike Gallagher and special guest Senator Ted Cruz.
Tickets start at just $19. Backstage VIP at $135.
Tickets on sale now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll be looking for you Tuesday, April 18th at the Eisman Center in Richardson.
President Trump, the first 100 days. Join Mark Davis and me, John David Wells, along with Mike Gallagher and Senator Ted Cruz. Get your tickets right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
660 AM The Answer and Southwest Office Systems present President Trump, the first 100 days, made possible by our national tour sponsor, MyPillow. Visit MyPillow.com and type in discount code 100 days to buy the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Contests are open to legal residents of the continental United States 18 years of age or older unless otherwise specified, except employees, their parent, affiliate, subsidiary, or successor companies, advertising and promotion agencies, contest prize suppliers, participating advertisers, sponsors, and immediate family members of anyone so employed. Contest entries must include entrant's name, address, and daytime and evening telephone numbers. When individual contests require, birth date will also have to be included. One winner per household. Listeners can only win one contest, including but not limited to phone-in, email, internet, or postal entry once every 60 days. In the event of contest requiring telephone or fax entries, sponsors are not responsible for the inability of caller to complete the call within specified time, whether due to telephone equipment malfunctions, disconnections, busy lines, or other circumstances. Only calls to the designated telephone number will be eligible to win. In the event of contests requiring mail entries, postal or electronic, sponsors are not responsible for the timeliness of delivery or electronic malfunctions that may affect the delivery or content of the entry. Neither are they responsible for misdirected, illegible, postage due, or lost mail. Decision of the judges is final. All participants agree to be bound by these rules. Void where prohibited by law. All federal, state, and local laws and regulations apply. Prizes are specified within individual contest rules. Prizes are non-transferable and non-exchangeable. No substitution or cash equivalent will be made. Reserves the right to substitute a prize of equal or greater value if the awarded prize is unavailable for any reason. Winners agree to come by the station to provide proof of age and identity, photo identification a must, and to execute an affidavit of eligibility, indemnification, and release within 30 days of winning. Prizes can be mailed so long as winner completes a mail release form and also provides a copy of photo identification. Failure to comply will result in forfeiture of prize. Unclaimed prizes will not be awarded. All federal, state, and local laws and regulations apply. All federal, state, and local taxes are the sole responsibility of the winner. Participation constitutes permission without any further obligation to the contest winner to use winner's name, voice, address, and likeness for promotional purposes. Additional rules or eligibility requirements may be announced on air, provided on the website, or may be attained by sending a self-addressed stamped envelope with the identity of the contest inquiry to 6400 North Beltline Road, Suite 110, Irving, Texas, 75063.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. And with a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, will fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM, The Answer.
And now, America's #1 show on pop culture